my shape, trying to act casual, can't stop. I might end up in the hospital, changing my shape. I feel like an accident. They're back to explain their experience. And welcome to back to the afternoon programming right here on the Watchdog, WKKX, WVOI. We're right here on your radio station. This is Butch Maxwell talking, and you might have noticed by that funny music entering in here that, well, this doesn't sound like normal stuff.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That was Talking Heads. That was Cross-Eyed and Painless. Normally we have a different Talking Heads song for our theme song, but that's okay. I really like that song. It's from, I think, their 1980 album. What was it called? Remain in Light. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yes, I'm here. We're back. Butch Maxwell's Complete Waste of Airtime has finally reemerged. I got the official sanction on that title. I told Kayleen yesterday. Oh, she said, "What are you calling your show?" And I told her, I said, "I can change it if you want something a little less self-deprecating." But she said, "No, that's fine. I just need to know a title so we can promote it." So good, glad. I can hardly wait, I told her, to get that deep-voiced announcer to say something, gently disparaging about me on the in the promos. I think
You're so easily pleased.
I am. That would please me. But I'm only here once a week, regularly speaking. I'm only here once a week in this inauspicious hour of 2 to 3 p.m. But I'm really grateful and
I am
have the
too.
opportunity. Yeah.
I am too.
It's just good to see you, Lola, as always.
Well, I was excited when she texted me and said that you had agreed to do this.
Yeah. I'm very eager to do it. And in coming weeks, I plan to have guests fairly frequently, maybe not every week, but generally speaking. I really thought I should have a guest on for the Italian Festival, but since we've covered that in the past 2 hours pretty well, I will talk a little bit about that. But I got other stuff on my agenda today, and I do want to encourage you, if you would like to call in, you're more than welcome to. Once in a while, you hear me and you do call in. So the number is 304-214-1600. We do have an 800 number, but as we talked about the other day, who cares, right? So
866-514-1600.
816.
I can't believe it. Yeah,
you can't remember
it
that?
actually popped in my head when
It's
we were talking.
the first 3 digits are 816?
866.
866. Yes, okay. That's one of those. Not 800 number, but 866.
I'm lisping today.
Okay, and give me the other numbers.
214. Oh, wait.
No.
866-514.
514.
1600.
1600 still good.
Yes.
All right. And those are how you find us on the AM dial too. So that's great. So what I want to talk with you about today is the dangers of social media, particularly when it comes to spreading disinformation and misinformation regarding the coronavirus and the vaccine in particular. And I want to touch on a couple of other related issues too. Who else makes my radar today? Well, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's always good for entertainment. We'll also touch on kind of a breaking news story that Nancy Pelosi has rejected 2 of the 5 people that were appointed to her committee to look into the into what happened on January 6th. And Jim Jordan Jim Jordan was one of those two. The Republican leader was just on the news with his retort, with his comments back. But let's just talk about that for a moment. Speaker Nancy Pelosi yesterday said that she was going to bar 2 of top Republican lawmakers chosen by their party leader to sit on a special committee that's investigating the January 6th Capitol riot. And this is a very unusual thing or for someone to blacklist a couple of people from a committee. But she said that even though this move is unprecedented, these are unprecedented times. The two representatives that she rejected are Jim Banks of Indiana and Jim Jordan of Ohio, both of whom have continue to talk about how they don't believe that Biden actually won the election, and they tended to downplay the events of January 6th. And Pelosi apparently felt that having them on that committee would just not be productive at all. And she's asked Kevin McCarthy to come up with a couple of other people from his party who may be a little more acceptable. So I'm fairly certain that McCarthy came out and said, well, Pelosi's doing something that is unheard of, and he's outraged and stuff like that. However, I just wonder, what he thought when he appointed Jim Banks and Jim Jordan to that committee. Regardless, Republicans have fought it tooth and nail. They don't want to see the January 6th insurrection investigated. They haven't said, but I think it's fairly clear to infer that that it's going to look bad for them politically, because the rioters were supporting the then President Trump and trying to overthrow the election, and since the insurrectionists were by and large supporters of a Republican, they feel that would make them look bad if there's too much scrutiny put on.
Here's my thought on this. If you were a Republican senator or congressperson, and you were asked to be on this committee, regardless of how you feel about who won the election, I know those three of the people that he nominated were ones that voted to overturn the election.
Yeah.
But regardless of how you feel, wouldn't it be smarter, because the January 6th thing really and truly should not have anything to do with the politics involved.
Right.
This is supposed to be getting to the problems and ways of creating solutions so that this will not happen again.
Right.
Instead of, trying to pick the fight again about who won, who didn't win, who cheated, who didn't cheat.
Right.
So I would, if I were a Republican, I would feel like Liz Cheney, that this is an opportunity to get to the truth, let the chips fall as they may,
Right.
but we'll know exactly what happened and what went wrong on that day, as opposed to just, looking at it again as a way of venting and spreading the lie. I would think if my representative took that stance, I would have far more respect for them than somebody that has just continued to perpetrate this lie.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think they're missing a great opportunity to be on the inside of this, and perhaps steer it in a way that might be a bit more balanced. McCarthy did call Pelosi's decision an egregious abuse of power that he said would irreparably damage this institution. And he then threatened to pull out all the Republicans from the committee unless she reversed her decision. Jordan called this committee a personal attack on Trump, although that's not the purpose of it. The stated purpose is to find out what happened and to stop any future insurrections, et cetera. And as Lola pointed out, Representative Liz Cheney, a Republican from Wyoming, had been a member of the committee, and she had clashed with. She is a member of that committee, and of course, she was one who voted to impeach Donald Trump during the second impeachment trial. So this is a mess. We really do need some way of getting to the bottom of this. How could this happen? How can we prevent this from happening again? And people are starting to go to jail over this. So I think the sentence that was handed down the other day was just for 8 months or something. It was kind of.
Yeah, but see, he was smart. He had a smart lawyer.
Yeah.
Because with something like this, going back to that whole Lori Loughlin thing.
Right.
jump in immediately. You did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah.
And there's no, no extenuating circumstances. You can't blame eating Twinkies or, your mom and dad were mean to you when you were a kid.
Right.
You did it. You're on tape. You photographed yourself, you moron.
Yeah, exactly.
So get out in front of it, plead guilty, because if you wait, that bar could go higher and higher and higher and higher. Get out in front of it now.
Yeah. You don't want to pee off the feds. That they get annoyed. And so I guess we're just going to have to see how this plays out. But it's interesting.
On CNN right now, because I can see your TV, McCarthy's saying that they're going to do their own January 6th. How they want to talk about the fact that we need to find some common ground, and get things done.
Yeah.
And you have idiots like McCarthy that are just throwing up every roadblock to anything that could resemble bipartisanship. And yet, what are they going to hang their hat on in a year? We stood up for the great lie, and, we allowed police officers to be beaten and hurt, really injured in some cases. We allowed our home, our building, our symbol of the United States to be desecrated and defiled. That's what you're going to hang your hat on?
Yeah, that.
I mean,
your legislative achievements, like restricting voter access all over the country and things like that. I guess they can hang their hat on that too. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
it says that he did pull all the pics.
he pulled all of them.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what it said.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Liz Cheney, she is to the point where she's just thumbing her nose at everybody.
Oh, I bet.
I am going to do this, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there would be other people, if only they could grow a little backbone, that would stand up and say, yes, I may not agree with anything that you're doing, but I can render a just opinion on what happened.
Yeah.
Just like when you go into a jury, you have to, say that you can look at the facts and only make your decision on the facts that are presented. I don't understand what all this grandstanding is that, the Republicans are doing. I just don't get it. This was a damning thing that happened in this country.
It's just all for politics. It's all for political gain. It's all to try to, Republicans trying to own the Dems or something. I don't know. It's just, and it's the sort of thing that makes people just get tired of politics.
Yeah.
You know what? I just don't want to talk about. I hate politicians. I hate politics. And unfortunately,
not much there to like.
Yeah, I know, but unfortunately, it's just what happens is we just go, oh, I hate them all.
Except
probably not.
yours.
Yeah, except your own, which is crazy too. But it's just nuts. Hey, let's take a little break for
Okay.
a minute, and we'll be right back with more of the complete waste of airtime here for July 21st, 2021.
Hi, Toppy Kirchville. Join me weekdays at 10 o'clock for Talkline. We'll talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia, top political figures, sports personalities, sometimes just plain folks offering their opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing.
With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time. Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
African Safari Wildlife Park, the Midwest's only